Hi, I'm Daphne Richards, and this is Augie. Our question this week comes from Lisa and Desi Roden with photos of her oak tree. We got a similar question and photos from Vina Roberts. Both noticed a very troubling sight recently at the base of their trees, a white substance that seems to be growing on the bark, and they wondered what was causing it and if they could do anything about it. Both situations appear to involve a fungal organism, or perhaps a slime mold, and are most likely caused by mulch remaining too close around the trunk. The trees might also be planted a bit too deeply, which is common in most landscapes. The good news is that the organism here truly does appear to be growing on the bark. It's clearly not a shelf fungus, which grow out of the heart of the tree, creating a larger, more protruding fruiting body, and which cannot be treated. Since the organism is growing on the bark, it may be possible to mitigate the damage and get the tree back on a healthy path. First, push all the soil and mulch away from the trunk of the tree until you see the root flare, an area where the trunk flares out, indicating the junction where the trunk ends and the root begins. You'll want to keep that flare exposed so that the trunk of the tree remains above ground and exposed to the air, touched by neither soil nor mulch. When the trunk stays wet, which would have been the case in a rainy spring, such as the one leading up to this problem, microbial organisms take advantage of their good fortune and move in for the kill. But if the area can dry out and remain dry, the fungus will die and the infected bark will eventually be far enough from the wood that it likely won't be a problem. Some of the fungus-covered bark may slough or peel off, but don't be tempted to hurry the process along by removing it yourself, which would expose the inner, more vulnerable wood of the tree to further invasion by other, potentially more harmful, insects and diseases. After our typical hot, dry summer, this problem should be less noticeable and probably well on its way to being completely gone. Our plant this week is Variegated Cuban oregano, a gorgeous tropical herb that not only looks great in the garden, but like its cousin common oregano, is also useful in the kitchen. Since it's native to tropical regions, it will almost certainly be an annual in your garden. But I think it's well worth the time and investment. If planted in containers and brought indoors when there's a potential for frosty temperatures, it may last a few seasons. But really, it will look better and be more robust if you replace it each spring. The leaves of variegated Cuban oregano are large and bright, making it a striking addition to any area of the landscape. Its name derives from the fact that it is commonly used in Cuban cooking, not from its native habitat, India. As with most herbs, good drainage is important, and a bit of compost in the soil is also good. Cuban oregano will tolerate light shade, but it will thrive in full sun. Water well but sparingly. As with most herbs, Cuban oregano has soft, succulent leaves and will rot if it stays too wet. Getting about a foot tall and wide, Cuban oregano fills in nicely and makes a great addition along borders and beds. And if you're interested in growing fruit, be sure to join me at the 5th Annual Texas Fruit Conference being held this year for the first time in nearby New Braunfels. It's open to all and is a great way to hear from the experts on all things fruit. Mark your calendars for October 31st and November 1st. I hope to see you there. Our viewer photos this week come from Sarah Stewart of a tomato hornworm on a plum tomato. And Charles Sine sent this photo of a cute little snail on a leaf and says, "Everybody's welcome in my garden." We'd love to hear from you, so please visit us at klru.org/ctg to send us your questions, pictures, and videos.